All right. Gonna post it in the Discord. Whoop. All right. So posted that. Do, 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 do. All right. So we got that going. We got this going. All right. So that works. There we go. Awesome, awesome. So we've got that going. So I can now turn this mount keyboard off. Put that down there. My phone did alert me. 1 second. Got an email. Don't care. All right. How's everyone doing? All right. So we have got a lot of miniatures that need priming, which isn't a bad thing. It's not necessarily a bad thing, guys. So what I'm going to try and do is move it so that, there we go, I got a little bit more light on me. There we go. And so I'm going to move the models that don't need priming off the bench, and I'm going to break out. I've got to finish building these Poxwalkers as well, so I'm going to move these Death Guard real quick off the bench because they can be hand painted. We've got 3 Blight Drone, Blight Wallers. I've got a Dreadnought Vindictus. I will put him there. I've got to fix him too. So what I'm going to do is make a little bit of room here, and I'm going to move these Poxwalkers. Well, that's our Tallyman. Hey, Mr. Tallyman. Right, so we're going to move that. There's our Death Reapers. Boom, boom, boom. They are primed. The primer on them is actually pretty good, so they can get ready to be put back in the lineup to be painted. Got my super glue, got my debonder. Alright. Now this Typhus proxy does need a little bit of work. He's at just a hair's touch out of scale, but I figured I'd still use him anyway, and I've gone ahead and added a few things. I've even been working on a Sisters Keeper of Secrets. Sorry, I'm just going to take my watch off because, like I said, guys, I'm going to be using some primers here. Of course, I've also got my new bigger base holder. This one's for monstrous creatures, so great demons, things of that nature. Hope the audio is alright, so I'm just going to move the mic a little bit so it's a little bit better. There we go. And I'm going to move my magnifying so I've got just a wee bit more light, directional light. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to separate our poxwalkers like so and like so. And what I'm gonna do is finish building these ones, and the way I'm gonna do that is I'm gonna separate them by their model designers, because these ones, well, one or two of them did get broken when I removed them from the sprue, and it was my own fault. I got a little bit too heavy-handed removing them from the sprues, and so they did break. And that's on me. And so I've just got to be a little bit more careful next time. Yeah, this guy's missing a head, so I'm going to go from my bits box and see what I can add to this one. Maybe go through my Citadel skull box and just put a skull on him and go from there. Right, so I'm actually going to look at what these bits are that we've got. Okay, that arm I know belongs to this body. So this is the problem sometimes when you just get a flea up your butt about just printing random miniatures, and you forget that sometimes you do just forget what miniature goes to, what accessory goes on what miniature, and which is why I like multi-part kits, to be honest with you guys. So throw that there, throw that there. That's a hand. Oh, nothing on that sprue, so that can come off. Got a head here, great. And we've got two heads here, so yeah, you've got all the heads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ah, j'ai votre. So we've got some spare hands and a head here, so okay. So we do have everything. Yeah, see, sometimes it's good to leave stuff on the sprues, and the reason why is because it gives me a reason to use my old clippers. Not used these clippers in quite some time. So we've got the primary support beam off. That's good. However, now I didn't do the pre-supports. Did I do the pre-supports for this one? Yeah, I did actually. I did. And yeah, so they're coming away quite nicely. So yeah, we've got hands mostly left. We've got a head here. I'll snip it. There. Sorry if I go out of frame, guys. I apologise. Do that, and then boom. So we've got nothing but hands on that one. So yeah, we've just got the hands left. All the weapons and stuff I'm just going to put over there. So we've got the heads here. And so what I'm going to do is take a quick looky at the models. Let me just move the close-up camera. Alright, that. Because I've got to do repair work first. So I'm going to repair this guy. I mean, he is technically just a zombie, like a poxwalker, so it doesn't necessarily have to have all of his arms. I do like these heads actually. These heads are actually pretty cool. So, and they're actually in scale with the other guys. So nice. I might actually print off just the heads alone and have them as extras. to spice things up, as they say. Yeah, I've got a mixture of different guard units and different models and whatnot I just put together because I want to and because I can. Now, this one I know for a fact is the banner hand for this. So that's going to get good now. Now this is really good super glue actually. Dries pretty quick. 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000. Go. And I'm gonna go with the one with the bell. Because why not? And these are ball and socket style type heads. Now this is where I really wish I'd had my tweezers with me. Yeah, because I'm getting super glue everywhere on me right this second. Yeah, like I said, yeah, so that's why I've also got my debonder with me. Come on. There we go. So if I'm not happy with the position, I can just move real quick. Yes, it's squishing the super glue out. And that's okay, like I said, that's why I've got my debonder. So I can run some debonder across the miniature before I put primer on it, which is what you should always do. Right. So that's one. Yeah, I want to get my tweezers. Where is my modeling tweezers? My tweezers. Oh, yeah, I know that. That iron can turn on audiobook.
Poured rockcrete. It has always built greater manufactoria where the old ones were annihilated. This was necessary. Without Agrippina, Cadia would be starved of its machines. Without Agrippina, the other worlds would be naked and defenseless. This is the place that gives them teeth. Thus, by necessity, it has been marked for destruction. Agrippina has been under attack for a long time already. Plagues have been thrown at it, carried on hulks, vomited up from the eye's turbulent borders. Hordes of shambling dead have clogged its vents and its cog clusters. Rogue tech priests have damned what remained of their souls by destroying critical systems and jamming integral works. 1/3 of the great command ziggurats have gone dark, their innards seething with civil conflict. Agrippina's daughter worlds, its supply depots and its naval dockyards are all aflame now, grappling with the sudden emergence of suicide squads and activated sleeper units. That was just the start. The softening, the tenderizing. It was all that could be done from afar, all that could be accomplished without breaking the gate's wards and sending physical war fleets to truly summon the apocalypse. Now the fleets are here. This is Agrippina's reality. The first alerts sound on System Edge, prompting an immediate response from Station Void assets. Imperial Navy attack groups race to intercept, bolstered by colossal shadows of the Basilicon Astra's heavy maulers. Space Marine strike cruisers dart from under those lumbering giants, their flanks coloured in the livery of a dozen chapters. Defense plates activate, their concave summits sliding back to reveal Nova cannons and system-class disintegrators. Whole maniples of Skitarii mobilize, their spine clusters spiked into activation, their viewfinders whirring up to bottle green luminosity. From deep within Agrippina's iron guts, shutters grind back from the moors of silo temples, and the god machines of the Legio Presidium vortex emerge from their deep tombs, war horns echoing across the burning metal plains. And yet they can have no idea. Somewhere, deep within all those ruthless logic minds, bled of emotion and dread, they must still see what comes from them, out of the eyes' lightning-ringed skirts, and be daunted. Their oculi whining to gain focus, they must look up at the skies and struggle to comprehend what has taken place, and feel the coldest flicker of doubt. What they see has no precedent. What they see has no explanation. What they see has no rational basis, for hell's borders have been shattered, its fetters thrown off, and the vengeance of the damned now spills across real space. The moment can only be fleeting. It all happens so fast. The flames are like a breaking wave, the demon screams like shattering crystal, the massed thrusters like the ignition of new stars. There are so many, so many. Thus, it begins. Solus thunders into range, flanked on either side by fast attack craft of the World Eaters and Night Lord's legions. The orbital zone around it is half void, half flying debris, clotted with shrapnel since the destruction of the outer orbital defense stations. Molten pieces clang and bounce from the ship's outer shielding, spinning madly before being engulfed in fresh walls of plasma and thruster burn. Everything is in perpetual motion, a whirl of confined cause and effect. Giant warships sweep across the reeling visual plane, each one sucking in clouds of smaller craft. Wings of gunships and void fighters streak and duck through flashes of lasfire. The burning planet's surface rolls below them, swinging lazily, as if stuck on a pendulum, its torment caught in glimpses within the tumble and plummet. Vaux is standing on the command bridge, calculating, assessing, issuing an order every so often, and watching the grand display unfold across his many pictor lenses. Explosions pepper the forward augers, rolling silent flowers that bloom and fade, and are then dragged out into dying slivers. The deck shakes as the big guns fire, belching acid bombs into the oncoming prows of Imperial war vessels. Solus's weapons are old. Some were forbidden even in the earliest days of the Crusade, while others have been slowly made blasphemous by the corruption of the Neverborn. Some fire solid rounds, others ghost green las blasts, but most are more imaginative. Phosphex and corrosives, metal gnaw and bone rot, core decay and fuel spoil. The ship tilts leeward, hit by a brace of burrowing torpedoes, its hide ripped and venting. Vaux directs return fire, gently nudging Solus's own inclinations, and a withering slam line of adamantium-eating canisters spins out into the void. The impact of void silent. Clouds of lime-yellow puffs strung along the flank of a Cobra-class destroyer. Only moments later, the destructive agents do their work, chewing through armor layers and rupturing a generator feed line. Vaux has already ordered Solus on to new targets by the time the Cobra's outer skin is blown and its atmospheric controls are smacked out of tolerance. It falls away, easy prey now for the swarms of mid-range killers sweeping up in Solus's wake. Vaux has his mind on greater things. Amid the crash and the shatter, there are true monsters in the herds, sentinels that must be eliminated if the landings are to be effected. He sees the Slavera, a World Eater's battleship, smash its way into close contact with the throne's divine demands, a Retribution-class ship of the line, and that titanic clash is beyond him. He sees a squadron of Navy cruisers in close formation batter an incoming wedge of murder-class skirmishers, and that entire sector of the battlesphere erupts into dazzling pyrotechnics. There are 1,000 individual struggles here, all combining to form the immense conflagration that stretches far across Agrippina's tortured horizon, reaching out like some giant, single flickering claw to clutch the Forge World and tear it from existence. "That one," he whispers, picking out a blip on the overloaded sensor wheels, a dab of phosphor amid a speckle of 100 other targets. Hovik is already working to bring them in close. Rotway drags up a little more power from straining plasma coils. Dres-Uil, shackled now to his greasy panopticon throne, shouts out vectors that the servitors mumble and transmit down to implementation decks. Vaux is alone on the high bridge. The rest of the Unbroken are preparing for their own battles, the tight locked thrust of boarding actions, or the hurtle down into planetfall. He knows Dragon will be goading the gunnery teams before making for the torpedo bays, grinding a little more from them. He thinks that Garsdag is making ready for teleportation, but has not yet detected his locus, which is strange, but there is so much going on that he cannot attend to it. "That one," he says again, reaffirming it, mocking it, making it his own. It is a mass conveyor, a huge carrier, lightly armed but with steep-sided armor plates and a heavy profile. It is bigger than Solus, approaching battleship size, but clumsy and slow, and lacking major armament. Squadrons of frigates, all in Mechanicus red, shoot alongside it as it powers up from Agrippina's orbital dock layer, building up to escape speed through the burning wreckage. Such a thing is not a major target for the assault commanders. It is clearly running from combat, shepherded out by its escorts, seeking refuge from the Maelstrom's heart before the orbital zone is overrun. Thus it is being ignored, for there are 1,000 true attackers driving straight at the invaders, their lances spitting and their broadsides roaring. As the battle thunders over the Forge World's glowing edge, the surviving orbital stations open up in a combined salvo, sending waves of armor-battering ordnance screaming out of recoiling macro barrels. It is overwhelming, computationally complex, unfolding across the full gamut of all 3 dimensions. There are thousands of things to be concerned about, thousands of more lethal things. This one ship, though, intrigues Vaux. He has fought the soulless disciples of the machine god many times and has learned their ways. They do not retreat from Forge Worlds. They do not send their assets out into the void for another, better day. In combat such as this, where their pride and industry are threatened with annihilation, they use every last one of their ships, all their guns, all their dreary, flesh-stripped troops. Even if that mass conveyor only carried a scattering of las cannons and was chock full of inert cargo, it would still be sent howling into the heart of combat and used, if for nothing else, to soak up incoming fire, while the greater Arch Mechanicus battleships dealt out the true pain. So something does not ring true. Perhaps the World Eaters are too distracted by their blood frenzy to notice it, and maybe the warpsmiths of the Black Legion are so intent on getting down to the surface that they are overcommitting. This is not a tactical weakness Vaux possesses. He does not really hate this enemy. It is rare for him to hate, and he has never hurried an advance in his life. So he has the luxury of study, of reflection, and sees that a mass conveyor of the Basilicon Astra has no place being there at all. "All fire concentrated on the prow," he orders, noting with satisfaction how smoothly Solus turns into the attack trajectory and how solidly it is absorbing the constant barrage of incoming las fire from many fronts. The armor on the ship is like a layer of rotting fat, sucking and dissolving the hits that come in, making the ship absurdly but agreeably resilient. Solus picks up a little more speed, now powering close to its optimal velocity, booming through the crowded battlesphere and crunching through the thickets of lesser craft. Its sides flash and flicker with a constant hammer of close-range fire, picking off the gunships and boarding torpedoes sent to intercept it. Kodad is doing well,
Sure, man. Hey, Rusky, how you
surrounding
doing,
Solus
buddy?
with an aura of well-aimed destructiveness. A
I'm
naval
good.
battleship in the middle distance briefly locks
I
onto them,
am
causing
working
boarding rooms to scroll
on
across the pictures, but it is almost
some
immediately engaged
plague
by a
well,
World Eater strike
poxwalkers
cruiser
slash
hurtling along
plague
at
zombies.
ramming velocity, and the two of them fall into bloody close contact mauling. The mass conveyor powers on. Its escorts recognize the danger
And I figured
swing
I
in
would listen
closer.
to
Solus
one
takes
of
hits,
my
serious ones, Ones
Audiobooks.
that might drive deep under all that fat and damage something critical. Ignore it.
I did say in my
Concentrated fire. Main power to the lances. It is getting
coffee
rough.
time with
They're
Cobra
getting knocked
this
hard,
morning
and
that
the
I
void
will be
shields
going live
crackle
today.
and buckle. The frigates spar like enraged insects, cutting down further. But Solace just barrels
Sounds
closer,
pretty
drinking
annoying.
the hatred up, dulling it, blunting it.
I'm
slowing
listening
it all
to.
down. The ship's structure flexes,
1 second.
indicating that core power has been shunted aforeships,
I am listening
burning down
to
the conduits to the lance generators.
The Lords of
Master Layer is
Silence.
still running on its old course. A huge...
It's a book about the Death Guard, the army I'm painting. So I figured I'd use it for more of an inspiration. No, it's an audiobook. I do believe you can get them as ebooks, but currently, right now, they are just audiobooks. So, and because I'm dealing with such tiny fiddly parts, I had to break out my tweezers. So how you doing, buddy? I know that Heroes and Generals is doing a free gold event thing, and so a lot of people have hopped onto the bandwagon of playing the game for however until the servers kick off and kick people out. I'm surprised you're not there yourself, mate. Basically dying, what a shame. It's what happens when the game is mismanaged for so long. And that's ultimately what happened, was the game was completely mismanaged. And you know, I mean, it happens, man. It happens. Not all game developers, you know what they're doing. You know? And yeah, like I said, it don't get me wrong, it is a shame. I mean, I devoted quite a few hours of my life and, 3 accounts plus to the game. And in all honesty, the reason why I never really stuck with the game is lack of updates, lack of content, and not getting my money's worth. I didn't buy any gold or anything because defrauding a money. Yeah, exactly. Well, it's not just that. I mean, that's bad. But I'm just saying, game-wise, I never put money into the game because I never genuinely felt like I was getting my money's worth. Case in point, take a look at the gold generals that you could buy. None of them got any of the press equip badges. So you've got a nerfed general versus regular other generals. Oh, I know. I mean, he looked like it with that bloody beard of his, you know. But I never, like I said, I never put money into the game because I genuinely felt like I wasn't getting my money's worth. And I know that sounds horrible, but it's true. I wholeheartedly, deep down, felt like I was not getting my money's worth. And so that's why I never spent, money really on the game. I mean, don't get me wrong. I did buy a few of the bundles, you know what I mean? 150, ouch. But you get what I'm saying, man. You get what I'm saying. Even you've got to admit that there really wasn't much content-wise for the game. I mean, yeah, they added, some other guns and whatnot later on, but those guns were in the war at the beginning of the war, not at the end of the war or whatnot, you know. Case in point, like they added the Sturmgewehr. Okay, yes, the Sturmgewehr, and you know the Sturmgewehr, you know, was in World War Two. Okay, technically it's the first ever actual true assault rifle, not the AK-47. But you get what I'm saying. And then they add the Johnson machine gun, which was a prototype, which never really left trials, in hopes to help the paratroopers have, because they saw the Germans having the Fallschirmjägergewehr 42s, you know. Yeah, that's what I'm saying to you. If they just add some new content, maybe even do like themed patches, you know, like hit, like when Redo said "Here comes the Reds," you know, and they added the Russians, they could have added a snow map. They could have added, you know, a snow camo, whitewash camo for vehicles, you know, things of that nature. They could have added something, you know, and it's the fact that they didn't. They just didn't care, and it showed. It showed that they didn't care. And I like I said, I know that sounds horrible, you know, but it's truthful. It just goes to show that they just, you know, I just got bored of the game and stopped playing. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm trying to say to people, man. Is a lot of people don't seem to understand when I said to them in my review, I'm like, look, listen, you know, your game has a lot of potential, but you're not maximizing it because of these reasons. And I gave valid, legitimate reasons. And even Redbjorn at the time was pretty cool with me. He even said, you know what, you do bring up some good points, man. Thank you. And I'm like, you're welcome. So, you know, it can't be all bad when, you know, it can't be all bad when, you know, one of the devs actually pays attention to what, you know, to what I said and actually agreed with me. You know, and he was like, you know what, we've listened to what you have to say, and you know, we feel that you're making some valid points. And I'm like, okay, stop placating me then, you know, stop placating me. Sorry guys, I'm just looking for my bits box. You know, stop placating me and start working on making better content. You know, radical fucking concept. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, my phone did go off. Sorry guys, I'm waiting on I'm waiting on a phone call, so okay, that's not it. And like I said, I got to get some primer down on some of these miniatures. So let's see. This is. Bit. Basically, today was the first day for my daughter at her new job, and so I'm waiting for her to call me. So the stream might end up cutting off, and I will be back. You know, I'm not saying I'm not streaming again tonight. I am streaming again tonight, guys. Right, so. So I'm gonna. It's not that I didn't print off enough limbs. I did. It's just I'm trying to find ones that are gonna give me a little bit more. What's the word I'm looking for? Uniqueness. There we go. Right, that one is cute. Oh, cute all the way through. Just got bored again. Oh, for I legit, I was gonna say I legit watched it before. So we're just gonna cut it at the wrist. Whee! There it goes. Good. We kept the hand because that's what I wanted to keep. I wanted to keep the hand. Give that to you. You will get that hand, which means you're going to get this hand. I think I might print off some more of these guys. These zombie poxwalkers. I like those. I like these. I mean, yeah, they're fiddly, but at the end of the day, they're actually quite fun. And so you are gonna get implant buying War Thunder Rocket 105 pack. Oh, okay. Good for you, man. No, I mean that. Good for you, man. If I don't hate any game developer in particular, you know, I don't prefer like World of Tanks over War Thunder, or, you know, Battlefield over Call of Duty or anything like that. I don't care. Okay, what I care about is whatever game you're playing, you have fun with. That's it. Because that's the idea of a video game. The idea of a video game is to have fun. You know? The idea is to come up with ways that you didn't think of, like, oh wow, you know, I didn't think about that combo, or I didn't think of this, or I didn't think of that. That's why I enjoy playing Magic the Gathering. So my T80 UM2 from the event. I didn't even know they were doing an event. And mind you, it's a T80, so, you know, British rank 4 and 5 are fully truly well, yeah. Underpowered guns, basically no armor, wrong tier. Yeah, what'd you expect? So a lot of people don't seem to understand, but England, you know, the majority of the war just Wallace and Gromited their way through it. You know, and I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. I mean that in, you know, in a very contextual way. But a lot of British tanks and stuff were just, because we literally Wallace and Gromited our way. Yeah, the APDS thing, yeah, it's trash, it is. I genuinely think, you know, that some tanks are added into War Thunder, much like they do in World of Tanks, to just slow down the grind, you know? It's not meant for you to enjoy and play and have fun, and I'm like, so then what's the point of it being in the game then, you know? What's the point of you having the game, you know? Because, again, the idea of a game is to have fun. If you're not having fun, why are you playing the game then? Huh? Sometimes it can bounce on armor. Well, yeah. Not that it's supposed to, but yeah. Like I said, because game developers just... I'm sorry, all game developers have their own hidden biases. Okay? You're gonna get commie boos, you're gonna get Vera boos, you're gonna get tier boos, you're gonna get freedom boos, you know, who are fans of one specific nation, and come hell or high water, you know, no other nation's tanks can beat my tanks, you know. And that's when you're like, no, of course, why is this not sticking? Like, for real. Bruh, why are you not sticking? You're sticking to me, but you're not sticking to each other. Like, bruh. I just want to challenge it too. They're not bad tanks. I mean, I drove one in real life. You know, they're not bad tanks. They're a pain in the arse to keep going, like maintaining wise in real life, but they're not bad tanks. My Jezebel served me well, she did. That's well, oh god. Yeah, the Jap tanks are the best way to describe Japanese tanks in War Thunder, flank and spank. That's all they're designed to do, is get behind enemy lines and hit them in the rear. And that's the truth of the matter. So alright, there we go. So just got to put one hand on you. Under these chains, my friend, say just but nothing's forgiven. Where is your will, my friend? Don't you not even bother? You and I can't decide which one's taken for granted. In between the monsters like destined be as one. Step inside, see the devil and I. Too many. Hello, Catherine, honey. Too many times we've had gone. Step inside, see the devil and I. See the devil and I. I am fantastic. For some reason I can't seem to get Slipknot's Devil and I out of my head. I'm waiting on my daughter to call me. She started her new job today. She finished technically 20 minutes ago, and so she should have called me by now. I might have to give her a call. Bruh, come on. Why are you literally sticking to everything but yourself? Thank you. Yeah, she started working at a nursery with children with special needs. There we go. And so I am working on some zombie poxwalkers and whatnot for my Death Guard army. And so I just wanted to get some miniatures together real quick so I can whack some basic primer on them. And today's Thursday, so I've got my online schooling that starts at 6, so yeah, I just wanted to stream for a bit and yeah, figured the nozzle was clogging up. There it is. And I have just bought this super glue. There we go. And what's worse is I actually had the debonder that goes with it. So what I'm going to do is put a drip of debonder on the nozzle and let it do its job. So a lot of people keep asking me, how do you stop super glue caps from like sticking? That's how you do it. You put a little bit of debonder on the tip. So now I've got to let the super glue dry for about 5 minutes. And I've got a ton of miniatures, and I mean a ton of miniatures that I've got to put primer on. So I'm going to be here for a bit. So I'm going to whack out the airbrush. And of course, the only primer I like to use is Vallejo. So I'm going to move these pox walkers because they don't need primering. And I don't want to get any overspray on them. These guys. You two. Cameron is whacking Great Big Dreadnought. And his guns. In fact, what I'm going to do. So how are you doing, cat sweetheart? How you doing, sweetie? You good? Huh. That's my brand new one that I haven't even opened yet. No wonder why it wasn't working. Which means... it's because I knew. Give it a few seconds. That's why I love this stuff. It literally just melts super glue. You see it bubbling already. Yeah, see that? You can slice through it like it's nothing, see? I can love this stuff. Literally a lifesaver when it comes to repairing something, and you've already used super glue before, you know, because you can't put super glue on top of old super glue. It doesn't work like that. And so you've got to clear out the old super glue. Great. Well, that's good. That's good. And how's Second Life treating you, darling? Wait, today's Thursday, right? Yeah. Oh, they've got that fucking school event thing going on here in a few minutes. Blech. Not bad, not bad. Well, that's good. Alright, so a couple of drops of Wooper glue there. Grab some paper towel. Like I said, I'm going to have to go here in a bit, but once I'm done chin wagging with my daughter and cooked myself some dinner, I will, I got an online, really bro? Alright, whatever. I got an online class I got to get ready for. And then once I've done that, it's only like an hour long. Once I'm done with that, I'll hop on SL for a bit, catch up, because I know that there's a couple of events I signed up for. It's tonight, and then when I'm done there, I'm gonna come back here on YouTube and do some streaming. For crying out loud, yeah, this whole entire fucking model's falling apart because I used the cheap super glue to build them initially, not this decent stuff I've got now. cured resin. Sit and compose for a bit. Okay, what are you composing? Still trying to figure out how to read sheet music so I can learn to play the guitar. Title is indeed at the moment, so temp is Project Dear. Okay. There's no lyrics to this song, so I just make up as I go along. And there is nothing you can do about that. If anything, it's gonna gain, it's a fact. You like this song, we'll get along. That's why I like this song. I come up with complete random bullshit. Everybody loves it, and you know it. Anyway, I got burgers for dinner tonight, so I got the ground meat and everything else. I'm just going to chop up an onion. I might do rissos actually. Ah, you're going to have to teach me that. Alright, so he's drying. Good. Now, you're probably thinking, okay, so the Dreadnought's the biggest model you're going to be priming tonight. Ha ha! No. I got to custom sculpting, and I made a Keeper of Secrets. I got to making a greater demon of Slaanesh. It's not finished yet. I've still got to sculpt in some gems and stuff on the weapon, but I will be priming her. So, because I just don't like seeing her in bare plastic. So give us a second so I can clean off this desk and make a little bit of space. And once I'm done priming, I'm probably going to go make myself some dinner, eat, have a bit of a shower, maybe, possibly, I don't know. I know I need one, because it smells like a raw. Is that my daughter now? It would be her, wouldn't it? My print now. Your print is about to kick off, actually. Okay, yeah. She's running a little bit late. I'm about to literally start your print here in the next... Ooh. Yes, I've got a job interview. Saturday. Yeah, got a job interview Saturday. It's cybersecurity. So, cybersecurity. I get to work from home. And they already know about my YouTube channel and everything else because they've looked me up. They did a background check on me. They looked at my SIA cards and my licenses and my background and my security and everything else. And this woman reached out to me on LinkedIn and she was like, not to sound a little bit creepy, but could you meet up? I'll be in Reading on Saturday. Could you meet up for a potential job interview? And I was like, sure. Worst case scenario, I don't get the job. You know, good case scenario is I get the job and it's paid training with a 6 months training course. So I'll get paid, you know, no matter what. So cybersecurity in pen testing, penetration testing. So basically, the British government and whatnot will be hiring me and a group of others to try and hack into websites and government things and whatnot to get up to some shenanigans and various other things. Basically, I'll get paid to be a hacker. You know, the more I talked about workless porn star, tank driver, casino worker, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, oh, you're also forgetting mortician. I was a mortician for a while too. I've worked a fair few jobs. I have worked a fair few jobs. What would you expect? I'm 45. You were who? I was a mortician. It means I took care of dead people. I was paid to handle dead bodies. Yeah. Always give your primer a good old wiggle and a jiggle. Chronic masturbation. How's memories from that job? Not good, mate. Seriously, not good. Let me do a quick spray test. Okay, we're good. So I'm going to hit this model first. This is an actual model from Games Workshop. It's one of their no glue, easy press fit, crappy ones, and that doesn't actually fit. And I ended up having to do a lot more work to it than I would if it was a non-press fit model. Not even joking. And so, like I said, I'm just whacking a bit of primer down on it. Because the club, Eclectic Games, they have a rule which is all models must be at least primered slash a base color to be used in their games. So hence that's why I'm rushing through and just whacking primer on miniatures that I know I'm going to be using. Oh, you bugger, you're telling... Okay. I was going to have a fit there for a second. And they do know that I use proxy models. They're fine with that. They were like, dude, we're not sanctioned by GW. So I'm like, cool. So I'm allowed to use my proxy armies. So hence, this is why I'm trying to rush and get my Death Guard army done. And then I'm going to be working on some customers projects. Most notably Crypto's Colossus and Catherine's Final Fantasy Bahamut. Yep, Bahamut. Contank 1. Yeah, I do have the models. I'm gonna try and scale it to one. You wanted a 1/35th scale, didn't you? Alright, I will try my best to get those done as soon as I can. Like I said, I've got both my printers going burr as we speak. So on a Leopard 2, okay. 30. You want 1/35th scale, right? $1 prize for the first person who will land his drone on Red Square during parade. No, I did hear about a potential so-called drone attack that was talked about on Timcast, and they showed footage of what looked like a drone, just basically with a firecracker on it exploding. You know, it didn't even look like it was a proper, you know, decent attempt. Alright, so you know what? No, I'll move on to some smaller models now. So this is a Chaos Renegade commander. He's again part of my Death Guard army, because Death Guard can take Renegade Imperial Guard as detachments, and so to make my life even harder, I've decided to do a detachment of Renegade Imperial Guard. So yeah, fuck my life, right guys? Alright, so that's him done. Typhus, Herald of Nergal. Always making life harder for yourself. I do. Started by loving the wrong woman. I'm kidding. Of course, I love my daughter. No, I'm very proud of my daughter. I do not hide that fact. My daughter is literally my pride and joy, next to my Magic the Gathering collection. Right, so Typhus is now primed. Let's work on some of these Poxwalkers. These should be pretty easy to knock out. No. I know, Catherine, honey. I know you were, sweetheart. No. What I mean is, now, lately I have been second guessing a lot of things that's been going on in my life lately. So, but like I say, good news has been coming my way in batches. My landlord did okay me getting a pet. However, he said no cats, no dogs. So we settled on budgies. So I will be getting 2 budgies. I will be getting here hopefully soon, and that's what the donation goal is. In the top corner you'll see a thing. Pretty much, guys, whoever donates the most gets to name one of the budgies. So that's pretty much just the goal. Whoever donates the most will get to name one of the budgies. Best damn thing. Just second guessing. No, you're fine. No, what I mean by second guessing is pretty much as you know, my Evelyn has been working a lot RL, and a big part of me was like, is she purposely choosing to work not to spend time with me? You know, that's what I mean by second guessing. I've just been second guessing a lot of things lately. It doesn't necessarily mean that's actually true or anything. It's just that's where my brain went. I've also officially been taken off of one of my antidepressants. So yay. I'm officially kicking my depression's ass. And in all honesty, I have you guys to thank for that, because totally can understand that, and woohoo, I know. And like I said, I'm now off the fluoxetine, most notably because I told my doctor, you know, that I feel like the fluoxetine's not doing anything anymore. And his exact words was Dan, you shouldn't even be on it anymore. You should have been off of it months ago. I'm like, well, it's in my repeat prescriptions. They keep sending, you know. And he was like, what? And so he looked at my repeat prescriptions, and he was like, 3 of these tablets you should have been done with. I'm like, okay, so I have to go through your website to get my prescriptions repeated, which means someone's okaying this. So whoever's not checking, you know, my file or whatever, I think they might need to have a stern talking to, you know. And so my doctor was like, yeah, you should have been taken off the fluoxetine and the Rohypnol months ago. But he can't just cold turkey me off Rohypnol. So he's putting me on a lower dose of Rohypnol. A lot of people are like, what the hell's Rohypnol? Rohypnol is basically a neural interceptor. And it back in the early 2000s, it was used a lot by nefarious people as a date rape drug. So it got a bit of a bad name, like roofies, etc., etc. It got a bit of a bad name, but its sole job is to slow down your neural receptors in your brain. So basically, it just slows down the world. It's for people who overthink, namely me, because there are times when I just cannot shut my brain off, and it's like, one sheep, two sheep, banana, orange. I wonder what's going on over there. Fuck! You know, it's just, I to the point where I could not function without constantly, ooh, shiny, ooh, shiny, ooh, shiny, ooh, shiny. You know? And it destroyed my focus. It destroyed, you know, a lot of things in me. And my doctor put me on an extremely low dose. I think it was like 5 milligrams, and it did nothing. And so he upped it to 10, then 15, then 20, and then at about the 50 milligram mark, I started feeling, you know, something. And my doctor was amazed, because he was like, dude, at 50 milligrams, you should be in a coma. I'm like, nah, I'm barely feeling it, bruh. And so, yeah, my doctor was quite disturbed at the fact that what normally would kill most people barely even phases me, and I'm like, you can blame the British Army for that. And then he finally recently got approved by the British MOD to even have access to my MOD medical files. That was hilarious. when he starts. It helps with sleep, or it's meant to, yeah. And so he was like, according to your medical files, Monahan, you've been shot twice, stabbed 9 times, set on fire. I'm like, yeah, keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Oh, they missed out the fact that I've almost got run over by. I got injured by a tank because an idiot in the motor pool almost backed it up over me, and a piece of the side skirt came out and whacked me and dislocated my shoulder. That's in my medical file. But the one thing that's not in my medical file is my cancer treatments. And he was like, what? And I goes, yeah, contact King's College Hospital in London. They've got all my stuff on file. And he did. He contacted them, and they were like, yeah, here it is. And they were like, and he was like, why haven't you digitized them yet? And he was like, and the woman, the end is like, because we're the NHS and we don't have time to digitize everything, you know. And so they had my health records still on paper, and a huge freaking vanilla folder that was like the size of a phone book, and had it sent over. And it took my doctor almost a week to read through it all. And by the time he was done, it was like, the fact that you're even alive is a miracle. I'm like, okay, thank you. And so he immediately wanted to do a blood exam for cancer screenings and a whole bunch of other stuff and whatnot. And then he was like, your vitamin C levels are quite low. You might want to start, getting some either a multivitamin or a start eating some satsumas or whatever, And I was like, all right, squash. So yeah, I've now got that, and that's pretty much it. I still have to take my low cholesterol tablets and whatnot, but apparently my cholesterol is sorting itself out. It's balancing itself out now. So okay, I just need a little bit more. I should finish off the rest. Ooh. Thank you for reminding me to take my vitamin levels. Goes to the doctor. You're welcome. Your vitamin levels are always important. Like I said, vitamin D. Everyone's like, oh, just take vitamin D tablets. I'm like, no, the sun's out there and it's free. Just literally walk out into your garden, look up at the sun. Don't stare at the sun, of course. Just go out to your garden or go for a walk, and But if you're in England where it's shitty fucking weather all the goddamn time, then yeah, you're gonna have to take vitamins, unfortunately, or vitamins, or depending however you want to fucking pronounce it. But yeah, I'm lucky. Like I said, I really am lucky because lots of good things are coming my way, and I just hope that the goodness keeps on rolling. I do. So I'm just going to finish up these miniatures, and then I'm going to probably primer up the other vehicles, and then the Greater Demon, and then call the stream good for now. But I will be streaming again later, so don't worry. What I will do for you, Rusky, is I'll go over those files. The what you want and that, and I will try and print some. I'll try and get some printed off for you, and if need be, I'll send them to you in a separate package. All right, but I will get them to you. Alright. Lots of little tiny soldiers. Woohoo! Zombies! Zombie. I'm in love with a zombie. Can't keep his hands off me. Looking for my body. Or is he looking for my brain? Brain. Zombie. Can't keep his hands off me. Alright. Like I said, this is probably one of the biggest miniatures I've got to prime. Clean bill of health. What? Awesome stuff. That is legit now. Alright, so this is the Keeper of Secrets, the Greater Demon of Slaanesh. And I've done some custom green work sculpting on her, namely on her hair, as you can see, the knee pad, the loincloth. It's all custom sculpted. Now the reason why I did that is because I want to have my own unique Keeper of Secrets, and that's only going to happen if I custom sculpt her. And so, there we go. Got to make sure she doesn't fall off the base, because her base is quite wide. She's not the biggest model I've printed, but she's one of the biggest. The biggest model I've printed, as you know, was one of my Chaos Knights, and he took me 3 days on my 5 and 6 inch printer. I've got a 9 inch printer now, and trust me, I have thought about reprinting a Chaos Knight and possibly giving it away to one of you guys. Alright, so there is our Keeper of Secrets. I do see a spot that I missed. Got it. That's because Slaanesh is the god of hedonism, pleasure, and decadence, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So yeah, the demonettes do tend to wear nothing, except for, like, I don't know, 9 times out of 10 they're just naked. So, alright, so these are the last 2 things that I have to primer, and then I will call it a good one. And like I said, I've got to call my daughter and see how her first day went, because I'm a caring dad and I love my daughter, and she's my little sadistic twin. Literally, me and her have the same sense of humour, and her mother hates it. Countless times I've heard her mum yell, "You're just like your father." And all my daughter says is, "Well, what can I say, mum? You loved him to have, you loved him enough to have me. Then again, she can't really talk. She went on Jeremy Kyle. So. Right, so we've got the tops done. It's not the underneath, so I've still got to. Still got some. Got to flip the models over and see, like so. Hey, Panzer! It's going good, mate. You literally just come in right near the end of the stream. All I did was just put some primer down on some of these guys. I will be streaming again later, so don't worry. I've just got some real life things I've got to get done. Namely, I've got to call my daughter because it was her first day at her new job, and I want to see how she's okay. If she's okay, you know. And see if she wants to vent or talk about it or anything, because again, like I said, my daughter is just like me. She tends to keep a lot of stuff bottled in until it's too late and there's handcuffs being put on people, and I don't want that for her. So I'm legit just throwing down a base primer. Other good news is, guys, we do have the old Twitch channel back. The Twitch gods were gracious enough to give me my old Twitch channel back, so the Deceptive Cobras channel is back. I did a test stream on it yesterday to double check, to make sure that, you know, my eyes weren't deceiving me, and it was there. The VOD was there, so I was like, holy crap, the channel's back. So, thank you, whoever it was. Now I'm just going to run some airbrush cleaner through this brush real quick. And then what you want to do is you want to pull back on the trigger, but don't depress it, just pull it back. And then grab your cleaning brush. Get in there, right into that cup. Clean around the lip of the rim, all the way in, get it in there. Force it in if you have to, trust me, that's what lube's for. Alright, so it's nice and done. Take out my fine precision tip airbrush, put that in the holster, then take the dirty airbrush, put it in the cleaning pot, and depress. And then run it, the trigger through its motions, so back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It's going good, thank you, Panzer. Like I said, I will be back streaming here later on, probably a little bit later on tonight, about 8-9 o'clock. And if you guys want to let me know on the Discord if you want to see if you want to see it as a paint. Stop it. If you want to see it as a paint stream, or if you want to see it as a gaming stream. If you want to see it as a gaming stream, it's most likely going to be Warframe or World of Tanks. If you want to see a paint stream, it's most likely going to be these guys that you've seen me primer. So just let me know, guys, what you want to see. And like I said, I'm here to entertain. I'm here to entertain, and I'm here to hide the pain. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you clean an airbrush. Nice and clean. Now, what I'm gonna do though is just one quick wiggle through, nicely nice, and then one more quick rinse. There we go. I'm gonna have to get me an ultrasonic cleaner. Not right now. I mean, it's not like it's a hardcore necessity, but it would be nice to have. All right, guys. So I'm gonna call the stream this part of the stream done. I'm gonna let these guys dry, and I will be back later. So I will see you all later then, guys. All right. And don't forget, we've got the Discord. Use it. Okay. Chat. Okay. Throw out, what games you play. You never know. You might find someone to squad up with. All right. Catch you later, guys.